Never. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Brutus the Barber 3, The Fed Years. I'm John Hastings, and that's Dylan Dad Got. His problems with all sorts of other problems.
I'm responsible. I'm here, and it's my birthday. So everybody, I'm turning 30 for the 8th time in a row.
Oh my God, baby. Dylan's 30, and this year he's going to get dirty. Dirty daddy. Change his diaper.
Yeah, because I'm incontinent now.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Dylan Gott used to celebrate his birthdays by having his ankle broken by youths, and now what he's going to do is he's going to have a quiet nap somewhere, probably in his car.
Yeah, that's the only way I can get any goddamn
peace. Yeah. Dylan actually called me yesterday, and he asked if I could fake cancer so he could come to California and relax for a couple of weeks.
No, I'd have to take my son. I have cancer, and I'm also taking my son, so he gets cancer too.
No, I have cancer. That's not how cancer works, Dylan.
No, it is.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. COVID's
Whoever
like
wants
cancer now?
it gets it.
Fun fact about me, going through a COVID scare in 2022. That's how I'm celebrating Dylan Gott's birthday. I hate it. I hate it so much.
So weird. Hey, I think I got the smallpox, John.
I know, right?
Pussy.
Oh, I got the it's like getting the bubonic plague in 1582.
Yeah, that's the thing I can relate to.
Exactly.
Here's
right.
Something,
what am I, a
here's
real
something I always think
player?
about. Do you think about you think the people that born in 1582 and the people born in 1592 were like, we just could never understand each other?
I guarantee they were.
Now?
I guarantee they were. I guarantee.
You're such a 90s baby. 1592, that is.
There's articles about people in like 1900 being like, these fucking kids today, you know what I mean? They don't even know how to just starve to death by the side of a road.
1900 I can kind of get, because it'd be like, oh yeah, well we had horses when I was a kid. You got these fucking steam engines. But like 1592 is like, you're using pine wood for your shoes? We used oak.
No, but it would like there were technological developments. They're just like awful. Like wait a minute. What's that paper you're taking into that hole where we shit? I wipe my ass with it. What the hell is this witchcraft right here?
Whoa, what are you, a poontang? Oh, you got to wipe your ass after you shit? I will walk around with the poo in my butt.
Yeah, you walk around and show it to a lady. Oh, it's chocolate, you say, and then she eats it and dies.
That's one of my favorite Jim Gaffigan jokes is the... It's like people, I had a cell phone out and people were like, ooh, Mr. Cell Phone, businessman. You think that was for every invention? Just like, ooh, here comes Mr. Umbrella. Ooh, I can't get, I'm weight of suede. Ow, ow. Sick.
That was pretty good. Jim Gaffigan is very good. Jim Gaffigan, I don't have any evidence of this. Okay. Jim Gaffigan looks like the kind of guy that he has a lot of kids, and I guarantee he cheats on his wife. I have no evidence of it.
Oh, we have evidence. He tried with one of our friends.
Did he really?
Yeah, good for him, man.
I love Dad Dylan because Dad Dylan, let me tell you what Dad Dylan is. Dad Dylan
Whatever.
is just, there it is. You know what I mean? Well, it's fine. Like,
there you go.
Let's not get too
sexuality is a spectrum, and the spectrum is give me some. You know what I mean?
That's right.
That give me some part, and some bitches is on the no thank you on the other way. You know
some bitches, so. I agree. Oh
some
my.
Bitches.
Some bitches are on the other part. Welcome
That's
to
for the other podcast I'm starting. It's me and 4 women, and I edit out the parts where they talk. So it's just
Dylan's
women
view.
listening for once.
Yeah.
It's called Some Bitches. Thank you.
Yeah. Welcome to Some Bitches. My name is Dylan Gott, and no one else is here.
No. It's just those, I mean, once again, this is showing my TikTok algorithm, but like, that Andrew Tate guy, I still get recommended clips of him, and it's just him in sunglasses and just a group of women listening to what he has to say in mini dresses, and that's what my podcast will also be.
I have to say this about Andrew Tate. I have never seen a guy like
dress up to fucking listen to me. You know what I mean? That's so funny. Andrew Tate, sorry, I interrupted you.
My favorite part about Andrew Tate is I've never seen a guy who's like, it's all about being tough. It's all about being fucking cool. And then they take away his all of his social media. He's like, I just want to let everyone know this is a little unfair.
What else are you going to say? It's crazy that they can just erase you. I will say that.
But they can't erase him. This is my problem with all of this is everyone's like, he's been erased. He was on the front page of 4 British newspapers and on 3 TV shows. Like, he's not erased. And also what no one tells you is all those guys that are canceled from those platforms, they just went and got other accounts. Owen Benjamin, like, intentionally got canceled off of Twitter in 2015 for making fun of one of the kids that survived the Parkland shooting because he was like, you don't get to talk about gun violence. You don't got hair on your balls. And I only remember this story because I was like, what a weird angle at which to attack a shooting victim. Anyway, he's back on Twitter.
Opens the question.
He's just back on Twitter.
I just want to ask you this, John, before you move on. At what angle would you attack a shooting victim? Like, all right,
pussy.
So Sandy Hook's
You're a
just
pussy.
Sandy Hook has just happened. One of the victims is wounded but alive. They're 5. John Hastings says what on Twitter?
Good for you. You're good.
No,
you're a good
you
boy.
have to insult them.
I have to insult them?
No, that's what you said. You said you would attack the shooting victim.
What'd you do? Hide behind your blanket, Jacob? You little fuck.
There you go. There you go. Ooh, maybe if you were taller, you would have died, short bitch.
That's right. Dylan and John. That's our new podcast, by the way.
Yeah.
Shooting review.
Shooting on shooters.
Yeah, shooting on shooters.
The double shooters.
Dylan Klebold. Fuck you.
No, that one's good.
No.
Yeah,
Wait,
it's my
whose
name.
side are you on?
Hey, no, I protect the people with my name.
Wait, if anyone
with a Y? If you spell
have
it with an ILLON, if you spell it with an ILLON, he can get fucked. But if it's with a Y,
it's definitely a Y. It was OG 90s.
Oh yeah, YOLO. The Y is in there for YOLO. That's what you do, you know.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, your full name is Dil Yolan.
Yeah, when I'm asked to spell it on the phone, they're like, "Can you spell Dylan for me?" I'm like, "All right, Demetrius, YOLO, LAN Party, Alpha, Nu Mega."
LAN Party?
Yeah, LAN Party. I say nothing pisses people off more when they want you to give the Morse code alphabet or whatever, like the alpha thing. Or here's another thing. This is a weird thing, but sometimes I'll get shamed for not knowing that alphabet, and it's like, I forgot that you were in the military, my 5'5" friend. Like, you know what I mean?
I
got dandruff on your face.
I remember I got shamed by a guy who called me because he got super drunk, threw his keys at a bouncer, then was locked out of the house. And that is a solid. That is more. I think that is more of like a two infants move. I'd say is you get drunk and you're just so fucking mad. Oh yeah,
you're so fucking mad the night has to end.
Oh yeah, because I don't want to go home. There is nothing greater. I like that you as a dad got sober because that really ruled out one thing that I hate as someone who has no kids or wife. Is that people with kids and a wife just assume that it's like, well, it's Wednesday. I assume you want to do angel dust off my dick. And it's like, I really don't actually. Like, I don't even really drink any alcohol. And they're like, well, you're going to have to right now because I have a toddler and have not been out of my house in 2 years. I need to do things where I know there isn't a kid. Let's go to this brothel.
I think that that's like also an aging thing. Like once you get to around our age, people are either like, no, I still fucking party. And you're like, to the detriment of your body, yes.
Oh, my God. Yeah. I was just in Northern California. The amount of just leather-backed men you see there, only eclipsed by the people I saw in Florida. Oh, Dylan, I saw a truck of an Alpha in Florida.
That's sick.
It had an AR-15 bumper sticker that just said, what did it say? It was an AR-15, and it just went, "This is my Second Amendment."
That's good stuff.
Oh, boy, here we go. And also, same bumper sticker, "I kill crocodiles." What a weird thing. Does he shoot the crocodiles?
Yeah, with the AR-15. What are you fucking?
I mean, that's actually kind of fucking cool.
I mean, it's really like once again, buddy. If you're gonna fucking heads up against a crocodile and actually brag about it, maybe you should fucking just give yourself a knife. I'd say a knife. A man with a knife.
I disagree. Gun.
And a crocodile is the same
crocodile.
thing.
No, man with a gun and a crocodile is the same thing. And guess who's gonna win?
You want to be one-on-one? You want to go one-on-one with a crocodile? You're allowed a weapon, but like it has to be like a handheld one. So you both fuck each other up.
A pistol.
Oh god. Well, I guess you were just dyspraxic, so it is.
Yeah, I need an advantage, and I spook easy.
Oh no, I'm scared.
Oh no, the purse is coming to get me. The boots.
Yeah, that's exactly. I'd be like Big Show. I'd walk out of the woods with alligator boots and a bunch of
it's the deal
in my butt.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, today we're talking about a man who's definitely shot a crocodile, but he thought it was his wife because he was drunk, not because he has toddlers, but because he just went to a nursery and got fucked up in the parking lot.
Oh
Ladies and
yeah.
gentlemen, he's got a nipple pierced and he did it in his 50s. I once saw him talking to Greg the Hammer Valentine, and Greg the Hammer Valentine had a look on his face that said, I don't know who this guy is. That's right, everybody. Take out your dick and show it to yourself and go, cool, it's Brutus the Barber Beefcake.
I would say that Brutus, and this is a funny thing because obviously with us we both have terrible memories, so I forget every single thing about this man's fucking life.
I do not. This is the period I really know about him because we're entering into it. The dream team is coming to an end. Dino Bravo has been brought in fresh. Johnny Valiant, their manager, is not long for the Fed, probably because Vince is like, I don't need him. I've got Jimmy. Jimmy Hart's coming in to look like a rat weasel. It is WrestleMania 3. It is so crazy that like the second biggest angle on this pay-per-view is never talked about, and that is the breakup of the Dream Team and Brutus the Barber Beefcake for no reason helping Roddy Piper shave Adrian Adonis's head, and that is completely and totally where this gimmick is debuted and comes from.
That's crazy. He's once again way more over than anyone wants to remember or think.
There is like because I watched some Brutus the Barber Beefcake matches this week. It is also you get hyped up. Him in the Fed, he is the best golden age wrestling's for kids weird 80s 90s character because there's nothing to him. Hey man, I'm a barber. I gotta cut the bad guy's hair or probably not. Anyway, all right. Like there's nothing to him. There was
I'm a male stripper,
merch.
but I just started being a barber. You're good now.
I'm a male stripper that now does haircuts. I'm the opposite of most strippers.
Here's my dick. You look like you need a fade.
Yeah. Hey, here are my balls, and you look like you could use a crop top type haircut, which is not.
But
a
I guess
haircut,
if you're
it's a
going
shirt.
from
I'm pretty drunk.
I guess if you're going from the 80s Reagan point of view, that is kind of the face turn that all people make, which is, oh, you're selling sex? That is unequivocally the worst thing you could fucking ever do. Oh, I was just actually doing it so I could open my own barbershop. You're good now.
Yeah. Why were you selling heroin to those babies? I wanted to open up this bank. You had me at bank.
That's a pretty good example. That's a pretty good example. Oh, I want to hold people's money. Oh, okay. Well, that I get.
Yeah. If you're talking Reagan, everything has to come back to drug dealing and banks. Why'd you just kill all those kids? Well, I'm stealing their piggy banks and then putting the money in my bank account. Never mind. Have a good time.
Those children had to die. That's why I sold all those weapons to those people. But here's why I sold them the weapons. I wanted to open a bank that takes your money. Ooh.
Let me ask you this: what percentage of the WWF roster in 1987
know what a bank is?
know who the president is then and now? They have to be able to say it then and now.
What percentage of 1987? Well, all right. So this is a trick question because over 50% of them are dead.
No.
So I'm going to say 3 of people total.
You're saying the entire? Oh my God! Yeah, they definitely are dead.
1987.
I just looked at the roster. So many people are dead.
All right, I'm going to go to WrestleMania 3.
I'm literally looking at the WWF roster. No, I'm looking at the WWF roster. Like literally, okay, let me go through it. Andre the Giant, dead. B. Brian Blair, dead to us. Bam Bam Bigelow, dead. Blackjack Mulligan.
1987 was a while ago now, though. That's
yeah,
35 years. So if these guys are wrestling in the prime of their lives.
Blackjack Mulligan, dead. Yes. Bob Orton, somehow still alive. Bobby Heenan, dead. Bret Hart, sort of both. Bruce Pritchard, alive. Bruno Sammartino, dead. Brutus the Beefcake, alive.
Brutus the Beefcake.
Brutus the Beefcake, he's alive.
Brutus the... I would fucking love to be called Dylan the Beefcake.
The Beefcake? Well, happy birthday, Dylan.
Also, I think it's kind of fucking stupid because there's so many more beefcakes on this roster, John.
I disagree entirely because none of them are brutal. Butch Reed, dead. Chief J. Strongbow, I believe, brutal. Dead. Corporal Kirchner, dead. Davey Boy Smith, very much dead. No one cares. Demolition Axe, somehow still alive. Don Morocco, somehow still alive. Dynamite Kid, dead. Gino Orkelin, dead. George the Animal Steel, dead. Gorilla Monsoon, dead. Greg Valentine, dead to us. Haku, alive. Harley Race, dead. Hillbilly Jim, I still think alive. Wayne Ferris, Honky Tonk Man, alive. Howard
Never
Finkel,
will die.
dead. Hulk Hogan, alive, barely. Ivan Putski, I think dead. Jack Tunney, dead. Jake Roberts, alive. Jesse Ventura, alive. Jim Brunzell, alive. Jim Duggan, alive. Jim Neidhart, dead. Jimmy Hart, alive. Johnny Valiant, dead. Junkyard Dog, dead. Kamala, somehow still alive. King Kong Buddy, dead. Coco Beware.
Kamala's dead.
Kamala's dead?
Yeah, Kamala died of diabetes.
Oh, I thought Kamala survived. Just like didn't have any legs and just gave very awkward shoot interviews.
I don't know. Look up Kamala being dead while I read this, which is pretty good. Here's what Brutus thinks the gimmick came about. Pat Patterson, whose long-term partner Louis was a
Dead in
stylist.
2020.
He describes that Patterson would have a fetish for barbers. And here's what he adds in his book. I was more of a Chippendale for chicks, not dicks. I'm down with the hoes, not the bros. You know what I'm saying?
Is he reading from our book?
He is not fucking gay.
I
Don't
guarantee.
fucking come at him with that gay shit, okay?
Brutus the Barber Beefcake could join this program and nothing would change.
Brutus Beefcake seems
Yeah, Brutus,
like...
do you have fat loads? Are we talking about loads on this podcast? Because that's all I want to talk about.
I mean, he does seem like a guy who'd be like, Mr. Beefcake, I don't know how to sell you this, but if you just had one banana every year, it would cure... No, man.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
eat gay shit. It's not. It's
Brutus,
literally
I'll
a
give you
cylindrical mush it up. Even if you mush it up, I knew it was a dick. It's like eating a mushed up dick, bruh. I don't do that shit.
Hey, he seems like the kind of guy that walks over and you're making sausages on a grill and goes, "These are for the ladies because they look like cocks."
He was so mad that he was becoming going to be a barber. He went into a rage and he started smashing everything in the dressing room because he is not gay. I guess it's just like he is. And this is also... This is perfect because he's one of those dudes who fucks a lot of girls and will brag about it with his buddy in the room, which is like, yeah, you just want to fuck your friend, which is fine.
Yeah, he just wants to fuck Hulk Hogan. I
mean, that could be...
have
that could
no
sure be it.
Attraction. This is Brutus the Barber Beefcake speaking in 1990.
Okay.
In under deposition for the steroid trial. Let me read it. I want to have full penetrative sex with Hulk Hogan. Sometimes when he's sleeping, I kiss his forehead. Ed Leslie, tattooed on his back.
Yeah. Sorry, I thought it was opposite day in the courtroom.
That's what he said. That's when they were like, "Do you really feel that?" And he was like, "Opposite day, I got you." Or did I?
Opposite day? And they're like, sorry, sir, the rules of opposite day don't apply in a court of law. And he said,
Objection.
Objection?
He
They
takes out a
do?
gavel.
Regular day.
Yeah, he takes out a gavel, and then he's like, "I am a Florida resident," and the judge goes, "Oh, Jesus Christ," and then has to take out a different. Technically, opposite day does apply if he's a Florida resident. And they're like, "Are you serious?" And he's like, "They got all sorts of crazy laws down there."
Oh, it's opposite day, so I got to walk backwards from work.
Yeah. Hey, it's opposite day. The lady prosecutor, take out your giblies. Ed Leslie, I want to see Ed Leslie just in a DMV because he is totally asking
fucked.
one of the
He
employees
looks
about
fucked.
race. He is
Here's
100%
what I like
being
about
like, "Hey, the
him."
Haitian guy?" That's where I guarantee. Like he's, "Hey, you know Coco Beware?"
If he knows what Haiti is, I'd be fascinated.
He's
Here's the
Florida.
thing I love
Florida
about Ed
guys.
Leslie.
Florida guys know 3 countries: Cuba, Haiti, Trinidad, and Tobago. And yet, weirdly, not Dominican Republic, which is a part of Haiti, which I always find fascinating.
He's just great because if you look at any picture of Ed Leslie now at a autograph signing, he's dressed in 3 completely separate and individual clothing eras. Like he'll have a
Yes, he
tap-out
really
shirt
is.
on, he'll have really baggy Echo jeans, and then just a top hat for some reason. It's
Oh,
great.
yes. And also, you're missing one aspect.
The
fanny
rings.
pack, of course.
Oh, FP, buddy.
Oh, my God. Apparently, Brutus the Barber Beefcake. We'll get to that later on. Sorry, I was about to just spoil something.
Don't spoil it.
So,
From his
ladies and
book,
gentlemen,
despite the
go ahead.
Pat Patterson was turning into a barber for stroke material, and despite the fact that I hated the idea at first, I decided to give it a go.
I like how every wrestler always seems like they're always like, well, they gave me this idea and I thought it was shit, but then I went, give it a try when it's actually like, do this or be fired. What would you like? You're like, do this, and they're like, yeah, that's what I fucking thought.
I think I think this gimmick more than anything, though, hear me out here, really shows how Vince McMahon understands his weird product, because any other time in wrestling, giving a guy like tiger stripes with pink and then literally gardening shears instead of scissors as a barber gimmick that makes no sense would just fall on his face. But he's like, no, it's for kids. Kids like bright colors, and the shears need to be big because the people in the back row need to be able to see the shears. And they tried, and this is why he thought this is the kernel of why he thought Drew McIntyre coming out with a real sword would work.
Yeah.
Because look at this fucking because of course it worked in 1987. Why wouldn't it work in 2022?
Well, because also the thing that he doesn't realize is he thinks that his fan base recycles and it's the same kids, but it's the kids of those kids watching. Do you know what I mean? WrestleMania 6, you can spot Edge. WrestleMania 13, you could spot Cole Cabana. Those people have grown up, become weird adults with neckbeards to had kids, and then just made their kids like wrestling. Like, I don't want to pry too much into Dylan's personal life, but Dylan has had a really stressful month because he made his son do a New Jack dive off a balcony. And
I've had a sick child for a month, and it's not. The child is fine. It's just like.
It's just
he's
been
got
a
the
lot.
Sniffles, and then you just like punch a wall and be like, I guess I also can't do work today. I just have to like read books and stare straight forward in the middle distance.
Yeah, that's right. And Dylan, when that kid got the sniffles, he went, guess who else has the sniffles? New Jack. And then he took him to the balcony and he went, if you want this medicine, kid, you got to dive on me. And then Dylan went and laid on the driveway. His son did do it because his son is a good boy, Swanton, of course. It's the safest way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But landed directly on Dylan's balls. They went septic, and Dylan has been getting drained for most of this podcast. The reason
my
why
balls have shit in them.
That's right. His balls have shit in them. Most people say this. My loads are white. Dylan can now say my loads are the shit.
He feuded with Outlaw Ron Bass in 1988 when Bass attacked him after a match of Superstars of Wrestling, lacerating his head with a spur. He just stabbed him in 1988.
Come on, Ron Bass.
Oh, yeah, you got barber shears?
Yeah,
well,
right.
I think you're fucking gay.
Yeah, well,
not gay. The feud,
Yeah.
1988. Is he gay?
Yeah, welcome everyone to SummerSlam 1990. In this corner,
exactly.
Brutus the Barber Beefcake claiming not to be gay. And in the other corner is Ron Bass, a very rotund cowboy.
I'll do Ron Bass's
screaming into
promo.
a microphone.
Yeah.
I am also not gay. We do not know why we allowed this in the ring, nor why we are continuing to allow both of these men to assert claims that really just seem aimed at offending the LGBTQ community. Now let's go to the ring where Ron Bass has a microphone and is just interviewing himself. Go ahead, Ron.
I'm not gay. Anybody that comes past me knows one thing. If you're gay, you gotta fuck me. And if the whole match is, if he fucks me, I win. And if he doesn't fuck me, then I win. I win either way. Ha ha, Ron Bass.
Do you ever think that there was a guy being described by a homophobe what gay sex was, and they were like, oh, that's what I've been looking for? Like, they were like, oh, it's two men roughly penetrating each other and then covering each other in hot cum, and someone stands up and is like, that's exactly what I want. Thank you so much. This meeting is fantastic, as it turns out.
Oh, wait, I thought it was where you just had to get the goop out of the bottom of the sink. I didn't know there was sex with a man involved. I'm sorry. Ron ribbed Brutus and Hulk Hogan by ramming into the back of Hogan's new car to drive
I love
through.
Ron Bass.
I love Ron
Bass.
Hey, I ribbed you. I ruined your car.
Now your kids are fucking.
Hey, OJ, I ribbed you. I killed your wife and her friend. Made it look like you did it, pal. You've been ribbed.
Then the pair jumped out to confront and pointed at Magnum at them, which caused Hogan to jump back into the car and squash his burgers, while Brutus clocked that it was Ron.
You know what I love?
Why
so
would
much?
you do that? If you,
I think the same worry, because there's something about certain types of people on the road that just are like, now we're gonna have. They hear about like the fun people have on the road and just do it. I once was at the Niagara Falls Casino with a comedian, and that comedian, after a really good set, just knocked over a waiter's like pile, like tray of drinks. Just went, yeah, because you just don't know. They're idiots. You can't give. There's a certain type of stupid person that you can't give adrenaline to, because then guess what? Everyone's seeing their dick, and Ron Bass is one of those people.
I mean, also Beefcake. It's you got to be a pretty big fucking loser to make Brutus Beefcake look okay, because Brutus Beefcake and Savage had a little feud, and the reason, and obviously they weren't on good terms because on more than one occasion Brutus just showed his ass to Elizabeth, which is, of all the things where it's like, oh yeah, this guy said hi to Elizabeth, yeah, Savage is really weird for that. Brutus Beefcake showed her ass. Well, actually, now we gotta be on Savage's side.
I gotta be honest. I think it's even funnier that it was the ass. So it wasn't like, because that's Brutus the Beefcake being like, I want to let her know I'm too good for her.
It's always like you ever the guy who just showed his dick at parties, where it's like, listen,
Yeah,
I'm just gonna introduce the fact that I have an ass to this woman, and hopefully the time will take it from there.
The amount of those people I know is insane.
I wonder if that guy's still around.
That guy is still very much around.
I wonder if, like, I don't know. I gotta ask someone. I gotta go ask a teenager randomly. Hey, do people still show their dicks at parties? You have to leave now. Oh, I understand.
Hey, oh my God! The last time I was in
Where are
Toronto,
the parties?
last time I was in Toronto, I
I'm 21.
went to a backyard show, right? And at the backyard show, they were like, and it was like very young comedians. It would have been, this was the equivalent. They were like, oh man, stick around. Cedric Newman's going to pop in and say hello. And I was like, why does Cedric Newman know about the show? And they're like, he just comes by sometime. And I was like, that would be like the equivalent of Brutus the Barber Beefcake just showing up now in wrestling, where it's just like, hey guys, I was just wondering if I could hang out and you could sell me some weed.
I mean, weed if you're lucky. You know how pissed to be like, hey, you guys have a Xanny? No, man. You fucking pussies. Like, he must lose his mind anytime he asks for weird drugs.
You know what's so weird? I just had a dream that someone gave me Quaaludes last night. Fun fact, we're recording this about 45 to 50 minutes after I got up. And I think the most recent dream I had was someone gave me a Quaalude. This podcast is insane to listen to.
Do you know what a Quaalude is?
It is a
painkiller, right?
It's a sleeping pill. But if you resist sleep, it's one of those things where it has a bunch of really intense, crazy side effects.
Oh, that's fun.
It's from the Wolf of Wall Street.
So it's like NyQuil.
Yeah, but like you party. Like it's really good. It's like so good that they were like, we gotta get this off the market now.
Yeah, like what's it called? Like lean and stuff. Anyway,
what's lean?
Lean is cough syrup and I think Sprite.
Oh,
a lot of rappers
good.
had their lives ruined by it, and some NFL players' lives ruined because it's just pop that gets you fucking annihilated.
Really?
Yeah, because there's a ton of codeine in cough syrup, so you just kind of like make it so that you dilute the codeine. I don't know specifically. I'm kind of talking about my ass here, but like you dilute the codeine enough so that you just don't go to sleep and you just get fucking annihilated.
Lean is an illicit substance containing cough syrup, soda, hard candy, alcohol, and sometimes aspartame or promethazine. It is derived.
That might mean that just use Diet Coke sometimes.
Yeah, they just use Diet Coke sometimes, and this is from a nerd website called addictioncenter.com.
Nerd website helping people, you pussy.
Yeah, bunch of pussies, let Lil Wayne create.
Yeah, now he's off lean. Now you know what he is? Trump supporter.
Oh my God. Okay. I know we're supposed to talk about Brutus the Barber Beefcake.
Totally makes sense that millionaires are Trump. I don't know if it's like this rich guy voted Trump. It's like, yeah, he wants to keep all his money because he's crazy.
I also like, everyone's like, can you believe that Kanye said something fucked up? And I'm like, yeah, man, I can 100% believe that. We need to stop indulging this man. He's going to just one day, I guarantee we are 6 months away from Kanye West commit suicide on an Instagram Live.
Also, here's the other thing. He's a bipolar man who's off his meds, A. B, all these people are shocked because they're not fans of A, pro wrestling, or B, heavy metal like we are. I'm in a group chat with a bunch of people who do not pay attention to wrestling or metal. And I literally was like, if you guys need any tips on compartmentalizing and listening to actively evil people, I am right here. There's literally...
Oh, yeah.
I listen to most things on Tidal because it gives the best share to the performers on title. But if I'm listening to Ted Nugent, it's 100% on Spotify.
Yeah.
Because I don't want him to get any money, but I still love fucking Wang Dang Sweet Poontang, buddy.
I'm gonna say this: Stranglehold's got a great riff, and also he doesn't sing it,
great.
which makes it better. Yeah, like it's also that thing of also Ted Nugent is my favorite because Ted Nugent is my favorite COVID denier of all the COVID deniers because there's an interview that is still up that's so good. His whole family's in the background, and he's like, "I don't have COVID," and he actively you can see how ill he is, and people behind him start like you literally watch a guy being like, "I don't have COVID." This doesn't seem to taste of anything. I feel ill anyway. My family's fine. And they're all like, it's so good. Oh, Dylan.
Okay, so Brutus Beefcake, this is when Hulkamania has literally run wild because I'd say the peak of Hulkamania, they say, is WrestleMania 3, but I think the peak of power for Hulk Hogan
exactly. He's after WrestleMania 3 because
there's no holds barred. Everything
Correct.
is tied up in him, and this is the Tiny Lister match, which is Hogan and Beefcake. People forget that. And Beefcake.
Because basically what's never
Savages.
discussed is basically the mega powers were exploded. And then in that explosion,
rubble.
Brutus the Barber Beefcake emerged and was like, "Hey man,
rose from the ashes.
now I'm Macho Man." Like, and I know that we're
I like
we're
that. I like the mega powers exploded from the ashes. Come a guy and be like, "Does
Yeah, bro."
anybody have any weed and sleeping chicks? Time to fuck the ground."
Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Woo! I knew a chick fucking stepped there barefooted. That's why my dick is in this dirt.
Yo, bye. Anyone got any White Claws? Put them in a glass, though. People think I'm drinking Sprite because if they think you're drinking one White Claw, they'll try and put me in a dress, which I only wear sometimes.
Okay, buddy. Did you clean that bathroom? Because if you haven't, I'm going to lick that seat. Oh, girl butt was on it.
Yeah, let me ask you this question. Why is this radio station not playing Jimmy Buffett? It's NPR. Oh, I didn't realize that we were all listening to some sort of woman.
Yeah. I like Ted Nugent for his political opinions and not his music. Woo woo.
Do you think Brutus Beefcake is like the best guy? Like he's the most American uncle you can possibly have? Where he's
Absolutely.
like,
Based off of the legal issues section of his Wikipedia page, I read them for you now. In February 2004, Leslie caused an
Oh, you're
anthrax
ruining the
scare.
last part of the podcast. There's going to be like 8. Dude, we're in page 11.
I know. There's so much craziness with this guy.
on Brutus, because Hobson is a fucking maniac.
I mean, because here's the problem with if Hobson finds a shoe. Here's how you know. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting a multi-parter. This is how I can tell: is we're in a message group with our researcher, and if he says this phrase, if he says "found a shoot interview," you're looking at 10 pages. If he says "shoot interview book," bring a fucking lunch, my friend.
Well,
he
the other thing is
has gone so in depth.
Beefcake might be as prolific as Honky Tonk Man with shoot interviews. Also, here's the way our research breaks down. It's literally like weird break that he didn't really earn.
Yeah.
Bizarre legal issue, rinse and repeat.
But here's the thing with Brutus the Barber Beefcake is he does not live in the same universe as you and I. He does not live in the same reality. That guy became friends with someone named Terry, who's a monster, and he has only benefited from that relationship. Brutus the Barber Beefcake is
so wasted he doesn't really.
I don't think he. I also
doing.
don't think he party. I don't think he drinks that much. I think he literally like Florida has sex with people. Like that's what like.
Ugh.
I guarantee Brutus the Barber he has a little bit of weed and he sits on a porch and he just has his dick out.
Here's a little tip I picked up from my daddy. If you piss, your dick's out. And they can't. They just charge you with urination, not fucking being a pedo.
Hey, something I learned from my papa. If you ask every woman to give you a hand job at the county fair, one of them will, or they'll ask you to leave.
You've met that guy. I met that guy at a call center working when I was 17, and he said one guy was like,
I walked up to a party. I asked every girl there for a blowjob. 4 of them slapped me in the face, but I got 6 blowjobs that night, and I was like, 6.
"You guys, 1 in 6 of these women were like, I would like to suck this guy with a mullet's dick."
I will never forget working at an illegal call center in
I forgot about
Montreal. This guy named William on the first day told me, not my real name, by the way. And I went, yeah, you didn't need to tell me that, buddy. Third
the
day
whole point
working.
of that is to not do that.
Yeah, third day working there. He just brought a bunch of cans. Someone was throwing out
I
all
like
these
that.
cans. John didn't make it. Didn't make it to the liquor store to return them. Brought them to work. Did it at lunchtime.
We'll say this and then go back to Brutus. But my buddy Bryn worked at a place called Telephone Tough Guy, and the job interview was the guy going, "How long you been a tough guy?" And Bryn said, "All my fucking life, man." And the guy was like, "See you tomorrow," and gave no address. He had to look it up again. He showed up. And the guy's like, "Here's how you make a sale." And he called a guy. It was 9 a.m. in Canada, so it was 6 a.m. in Texas. And he was trying to sell, like, business cards. And he went, "Hey, Larry, you want any business cards?" And the guy's like, "Who is this?" And he's like, "Shut the fuck up and buy the fucking business cards, Larry." And he's like, "How'd you get my number?" He's like, "Shut the fuck up and tell your wife I said hello." And he hung up. And then he went, "That's how you make a sale."
What was this company?
Telephone Tough Guy. It was just like another. So me and John are
fraud
37.
Yeah. It's just this industry's basically been shut down. But at the
It's just being reinvented as random texts you get that say deposit this money.
Yeah, you want to suck my dick? I'm just getting one, by the way, now that is, I have big fucking tits for you to jizz on, and all of those words are misspelled.
That's good.
I have bog teats for you to jizz on.
Bog teats for you to sloop. In the back. All right, we're back. In the back. We should say this. Brutus Beefcake was the first person to pin Mr. Perfect on pay-per-view.
Which it was then very violently disputed by Bruce Pritchard, who said, no, he was not. And there was no, and then this has led to like giant controversy and the whole Brutus the fucking Barber Beefcake thing on the Conrad Thompson series of podcasts, which I truly do not think make any sense and is a rewrite of history. Brutus the Barber Beefcake was in the top. I would say he was number 11 in terms of how excited people got to see him perform wrestling. And I think it's really unfair that that is being revised and changed as we move forward.
There.
Oh, so crisp.
Updated my phone, so that's good. If anyone's worried, my phone is updated.
If anyone's wondering why we had that weird cut, is Dylan's phone had to update. And here's the thing with the wrestler review. We really believe that technology needs to be up to date.
This is why we don't live stream, because some weird thing happens.
Well, it's also something weird happens because I'm broadcasting from a corner of my living room because I've had bed bugs twice and I still don't have all my gear nor a place to do this. And you're broadcasting from your garage because you're trying to raise a child that's first word isn't come load.
Yeah, not enough spassy for anybody. But check this fucking shit out. So, as we're talking about, Mr. Perfect was pinned by Brutus the Barber Beefcake.
Not so perfect. Cut that hair, you curly fucking mop fuck. I'm gonna say this. I never understood when people were like Kurt Hennig could have been the world champion. You would never buy that flat-assed Midwest cunt being the fucking world champion.
I think you totally would have. I just think that there's no way he could have, with a gimmick being Mr. Perfect, there's no way he would have stayed a heel that long. Because he's too fun.
Yeah. Also, he's not beating Hulk Hogan because everyone's like Kurt Hennig is charismatic, but he's like dad charismatic. You know what I mean? He was like, "Hey, look at your daughter. I'd fuck her," and you're like, "Whoa, man." Well, like Hulk Hogan's like, "I want to have sex with your wife," and for some reason in society, we're like, "That's acceptable. You can have sex with my wife."
It sounds weird, but it's like if Kurt Hennig was like. If he had figured out a way to do the gum spit thing and it didn't work out every time, then maybe he would have been. Because it's like he actually does do everything super smooth and never really fucks up.
Well, that's because he just never told people about the times
like
he fucked up. That's the thing, though. No, he just never mentioned the times. No.
Anyway.
No. But I guarantee he didn't always.
He's too silly to be a top guy. I mean, I think he could have been world champion, definitely. But also in the WWF, like, your role is to be the latest bad guy that the guy on Saturday morning TV beats up. Like, it's a different... 80s WWF is just different. It's not like wrestling. It's like...
I completely agree.
A morning cartoon.
And what I'm saying is Mr. Perfect was always positioned as a goon and never even as a, like, main event bad guy for Hulk Hogan. In the same way that it makes sense that Ed Leslie could Mr. Perfect. What I'm trying to still correct the record is there's been a lot of internet conjecture saying that Brutus the Barber Beefcake should never have done that. And it was a ridiculous Vince McMahon ploy. And I want to be here to defend it and say, no, Brutus the Barber Beefcake was fucking over. You were jacked when you saw him, baby. Because here's the thing. Every kid thought maybe today is the day he stabbed someone with those fucking shears.
Yeah.
And that's his sort of his
one
career.
Hogan's friends.
He was one of Hogan's friends, and he was also he was one of Hogan's friends who wasn't trapping a woman in a closet. You know what I'm saying? Like all of other Hogan's friends had some problems. Well, the Nasty Boys keep starting fist fights with my world champions, so we got to get rid of them. Macho Man Randy Savage just tried to put concrete on Elizabeth's feet and throw her in a lake. And Brutus the Barber Beefcake brought me a coffee. So guess what? Brutus the Barber Beefcake, you, my friend, you're getting a raise. Someone get this guy an interview segment.
I mean, Brutus Beefcake, but I went by friends. I mean, like on television, it's like Hogan's friends were
Hillbilly
Boss
Jim.
Man, Hillbilly Jim.
Yes, they were.
Brutus Beefcake. Who
What?
else? Tugboat.
Tugboat for a bit. And the tugboat.
But like this is the thing. It's like Hulk Hogan he's the superhero and he has his other super friends that are gonna help him along.
You're right. They're kind of shit. It's like how he's Superman and he's friends with the Green Lantern. You're like, fuck off, Green Lantern.
But it worked well. This is the other thing we don't talk about. If you watch that, it's like, oh, Hogan always won and shit. Yes, he did. But his friends were always he helped his friends and his friends were always kind of shit. So the jeopardy
That's such a funny point. Yeah, the
Hulk
jeopardy was
Hogan.
always on them. Like it's like Brutus the Barber Beefcake's been attacked by Billy Cumstain. That was
You could have just said a real wrestler.
No,
but I appreciate you saying Billy Cumstain. He's evil because he cummed on his pants and he doesn't fucking care.
He hasn't done laundry and he wants to hug you.
I'm gonna get some of this. It's not wet anymore, but if I get it wet, then it'll get wet.
Most people would claim this is banana or tuna. Not me.
Not me. I'm doing it right now. It's a globicum. It's 8 a.m.
Yeah.
Also,
It's 8 a.m. and I'm
8
covered in
a.m. on
gum,
the West
baby. Yeah.
so during the spring and summer, Beefcake was involved in the IC tournament, and along with Devo Bravo, they were both counted out in the first round. Beefcake was scheduled for a WrestleMania 6 rematch, this time for the IC champ against Mr. Perfect, which he says we would have won. But Brutus had been served divorce papers
By Hulk Hogan?
and lost 2 homes in California and both his parents. Jesus fucking Christ. So if you just thought this man fucking did drugs before, my God. He said, all right, this is good stuff. In his book, this is the most classic uncle at a barbecue thing you can possibly
Go
think
ahead.
of. He expands by calling his first wife.
Oh, come on, technology, you...
This was a flame-broiled chicken and burger place called Chickamania.
Say that again.
Which
It all cut out.
Chickamania.
No, the whole thing. It's cut out all again.
his first wife was a stripper and a fixer-upper, but turned out to have no soul.
That's just according to him? Good God.
This is something she's fucking bitch. She fucking, I fucked her till she was hot anyway. She
Yeah.
was never fucking hot before I dicked her.
I gotta say this about her. She wasn't fucking nothing until I had her porch did. Those are the tits.
He gained traction because he was able to gain a liquor license.
Oh, here we go. Here we fucking
going
go.
to Chickamania for some fucking schnapps.
Yo, I guarantee when he went in to apply for a fucking liquor license, yeah, I'm eating out lots of chicks.
Yeah, that's good. I liquor a box all the time. That joke's good. Here's your license.
Well, thank God he's opening this bar in Tallahassee. He just somehow became the mayor.
He says in his book, I was gone a lot on the road in WWF. I was away on tour probably 28 or 30 days in the month. My wife was supposed to help with the businesses, but since she probably had her hands full with something else. Penis.
Oh my God, did he say it that way?
Yeah, he wrote penis. He put the semicolon in there. Penis. She fucking fucked everybody instead of handing my money. Maybe I'll handle my money instead of handling some dick.
It's called chickamania, not dickamania, dear, you
Dude.
fucking wife.
Dude.
Right?
Classic classic first marriage shit. She was a whore. I was right.
Yeah, my
Fuck
chicken
you.
restaurant closed.
A weird chicken restaurant that relied on booze. Like, you know how bad your chicken restaurant has to be that it's like
Yeah.
they serve booze there. Yeah,
How's the food at this place? They got beer.
There's that one place, where it just knowingly serves underage kids.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my God, it was called the British in Ottawa.
Ooh, that's good.
It had a bell, and if that meant the liquor inspector was in the parking lot, it was a really big parking lot, and they clearly just knew who the 3 Quebec liquor inspectors were, and then they'd ring a bell, and you supposedly had to go stand in the parking lot.
Do you have to go now?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. So, trying to escape these difficulties, he attended a 4th of July party held by his friend Mike, who lives in Brown Lake, Florida. Brown Lake. Mike owned jet skis and parasailing equipment. Brian Blair arrived at the party early and begged for the girl he was going to go parasailing. Mike didn't like having out at the party the parasailing equipment. As such, they were rushing to get it unpacked and put back away. Brutus helped. As he was helping with takeoff, post one attempt where the girl fell on her face.
I hate
Mike
this story.
adjusted
I hate
the
this story
course of
so
the
much.
boat.
I hate this story so much. Keep going.
This is how he broke his face.
I know it is.
Mike adjusted the course of the boat for the second time, and Brutus wasn't looking, which pulled her directly into his face. She attempted to pull her legs to avoid him, but this created a cannonball posture, which she struck him in the head with both of her knees. Initially, there wasn't any outward sign of injury, but large portions of his facial skeleton were effectively dust. He suffered optic nerve damage, his plate broken, sinus cavity was crushed, and the entire facial structure was shattered. He couldn't scream and had to pull his own mouth open from suffocating. He said his face was on fire and he couldn't see. His doctor remarked didn't know how Brutus was still alive long enough to be treated. Due to the lack of outward signs of trauma, the ambulance crew misdiagnosed him as having a broken jaw. It was only when they started seeing bleeding from the nose they took his blood pressure and realized something was much more seriously wrong. It was so high they feared he was having a heart attack. The hospital they'd taken him to was good, but totally unprepared for this level of trauma. They had to call in a special doctor, a world-renowned sinus expert, who they had to track down from a pre-mobile phone world on the 4th of July. His son was a wrestling fan, which helped spur him into action. It was too dangerous to transport Brutus again. Instead, they had to transport the imaging equipment that they needed in the hospital on 18-wheelers. The surgery was entirely experimental and highly risky, but the only way to save his life. They'd only ever tried something like this on dead bodies previously. This required 3 teams: a sinus team, an oral surgeon team, a brain trauma team, comprising of 12 people. It started with spending 5 to 6 hours just to save his eyes, over 100 feet of wire, 148 metal staples, 8 strips of titanium, and 32 screws were required to construct a new face. And this was all because Ed Leslie couldn't take a Shining Wizard the fucking...
Yeah, exactly. This is you know what the lesson.
Shinsuke Nakamura deals out.
Know what the fucking lesson here is? Brian B. Blair, he dates a tough bitch. You will fucking help her parasell, you little fuck. This ain't hair cutting. This ain't
that woman
fucking...
was? Who was it? Katie Omega, Kenny's mom.
Yeah, that's right. That woman was, of course, Nia Jax. Injuring people since the 90s, baby. Yeah.
That was a, negative 3-year-old Nia Jax.
That's right. That was the spirit of Nia Jax. Nia Jax was haunting Brown Lake that day.
Ooh, yeah.
Nia Jax was not born in 1993. Is that true?
Nia Jax?
1984. Go fuck yourself.
She was born in 1984?
Yeah. 1 year older than us.
Ooh, really?
Yeah.
She looks good for her age.
She'd be embarrassed.
She would be embarrassed. Anyway, 6-year-old Nia Jax did that. And, the only reason he showed up to Brown Lake is because that's where they give you the brown hole.
Exactly, yeah. No, he thought that they were just going somewhere to have anal sex.
All right, well, Brian B. Blair wants to.
I mean, I don't know why we're bringing a barbecue to a place where we're going to have anal sex. That seems a bit counterintuitive, but what the...
Killer bees, brown. Kill him in my bee.
Yo, baby. Hey, everybody, let's go over to my house and shit.
Oh, this is crazy. So his Screen Actors Guild card expired a few days before the accident, and despite they'd already processed a check for his medical expenses, they retroactively canceled his insurance, and he was thrown out of the hospital while still healing. Eventually, he negotiated some grace coverage from the Screen Actors Guild and was able to continue getting hospital treatment by speaking to sick children and parents at the hospital, which greatly reduced his bill. That is great. Just him going around like,
Now,
Oh,
I'll tell
these
you,
poor
if you
sick-
fucking put a peanut butter on there, only a dog will lick it off. Chicks don't like that.
anyway, I'm on to the fucking next kid.
All right, so wait, what's your fucking wish? I want to meet Hulk Hogan. Well, guess what he's doing, man? He's sleeping because he fucking hates you.
All right, I don't know how to tell you this, but you tan too well for him to really
Yeah.
want to.
Let me put it this way: Hulk's on his way, but he saw what your doctors looked like, and he needed to all say a bunch of stuff to him that he always says to people that look like that.
He's gonna visit that guy's mom because his mom's got a BJ's, and that means a big old juggos.
Yeah. Hey, Doc. So as it turns out, there's nothing more Brutus the Barber Beefcake than his insurance. Also, only in America are they like, well, this guy doesn't have a face. Get him out of the hospital.
Oh, here he dropped from 250 pounds to 195. Brutus did, and Hogan found him some HGH, which Brutus credits with his full recovery for his health. And if you can see Brutus Beefcake now, he totally still does HGH because
For
just
sure.
he is huge. His skeletal structure is much larger than it was.
Yeah, he definitely still does HGH, but in that way, we're like, why? Why?
Because some people still want to fucking bang, man.
I guess, but it's just so fucking weird. It's so weird just to like.
Well, that's the new fountain of youth stuff, right? Like TRT, HGH. This is our generation's, and I guess the baby boomers now.
Oh,
Fountain
baby,
of youth,
I gotta say
like-
this, by the way, the amount of people that are on steroids, just because of an association with Colt
Sick.
Cabana, he gave me the 3 tips of how to like check. Pimples on the back of the neck are the big giveaway. He's like, there's always pimples on the back of their
Really?
neck. Yeah. And let me tell you, I've really noticed that in some comedy clubs, and I was like, wonder why there's more
I
heckler
don't
videos.
think, if I can cut you off for a second, I don't think that applies to comedians because a lot
No.
of comedians just straight up do not wash the back of their neck.
No, you are correct. It doesn't apply to comedians, but it does apply to
Oh,
comedy club audiences. I'm not worried about
true.
comedians.
Regular
doing
people who
HGH.
shower.
Yeah, exactly. I'm worried about the audience members where there are just really aggro guys now. Like there are real aggressive.
Yeah, they step up. They want to get fucking smacked out. That's what's saying to you, bitch. One guy tried to fight me on Saturday.
Yeah, a guy
because
tried.
I skewered him.
Yeah.
And I was like, "What, man?" And he was there with so many of his friends, and his friends were like, "Don't worry, he's just like this." And I was like, "Well, then why do you hang out with him?
yeah,
Does he have blow?" And then they all laughed. I'm like, "Oh,
yeah. He
oh,
does.
you're the guy who pays people to be his friends."
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway.
Also, what's so funny about everyone's a telephone tough guy. This is gonna make me sound so old, but everyone's an internet tough guy. Like everyone's a like,
No, they're all telephone tough guys. We're telephone tough guys. Goddammit.
Yeah, exactly. We're telephone tough guys, but the thing with telephone tough guys is I'm a telephone tough guy who's just near 40 now. So it's like, what are you gonna do? It's like, hey, you can throw 2 punches. That's totally fine, and you might hurt me, but understand that I'm gonna start throwing chairs, and also I will call the police. Like that's the best thing about approaching 40.
I will instigate this while calling the police.
Exactly. I will 100% call the police. I've called like people. I had it relatively recent. No, this was not recently. This was this was pre-pandemic, right before pre-pandemic. Is a guy cut me off twice, and so I flipped him off, and then he got out of his car and said, "I'm gonna beat the fuck out of you." And then I just in front of him dialed 911 and pointed at his license plate, and then he got in his car and and then ran back to his car and sped away. And I gave his VIN number and saw him pulled over like a mile up the road. It was the best. The best.
Wow, a male Karen,
Yeah, I don't give a shit.
Marin. You can use that.
That guy. That was the
I'm
last
gonna
time.
keep saying Karen.
That-
Now
oh,
that
yeah.
it's done, I'm gonna say
I
Karen
completely
and
agree.
winning.
Oh, yeah.
Winning,
You've been saying
Karen.
you've been saying winning for like 10 years.
Winning is good.
Winning.
My wife's friends said winning like I'm gonna say started saying it at the time where everyone had decided it was bad, and it was like the most. She's a wonderful person, but it was the most unintentionally annoying thing I've ever seen in my life.
I
People
can,
would like take it like a punch. They would be like,
Oh, by the way, you need to stick around after we record. I have a comment about.
"Are we gonna dab?"
We're gonna dab.
I'm dabbing now.
Are you dabbing? I'm dabbing. I'm also doing shatter.
Here's what I don't like about living in England is that we missed dabbing. I came back and I really wanted to dab, but everyone was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" They were so upset.
Yeah, because we got
months.
dabbing very late. Like they're still dabbing in the UK.
Oh, the UK is hilarious because it is fun and good in certain ways. It's cool in fun ways, but like there's just certain things they pick up like clean 3 years later. It's like, didn't we both have the internet? Like, how does this still happen?
Yeah, they're doing other things.
They're just like, oh, why'd you put the bag in your tea? Oh, you can use that. Anyone? Sorry.
So, ladies and gentlemen, best part of this time in Brutus the Barber Beefcake's life, didn't die. Worst part, continue to live.
Yeah, I'd say best part started doing HGH. Worst part, I guess, beating Mr. Perfect. I just try and think about what the internet wrestling community would, because here's the other thing. Everything was booked very specifically back then and booked very like with a goal in mind. Like all of the storylines made sense. So I just think about like being on the internet now where it's like, oh, all the storylines make sense and everything's going towards a definite goal and all has like rewards in mind for storylines. Like nothing doesn't happen without a plan, and just like Baron Corbin beats Daniel Bryan or something. That's what I think of this being. It's like if Baron Corbin just beat like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's like if Baron Corbin beat Goldberg on Raw.
Not Goldberg, because Goldberg's not like a, you know what I mean? Like he's not like a internet darling. It'd be like Baron Corbin just beating fucking Kevin Owens.
But the thing with Brutus the Beefcake is it's a new thing that he's an internet doll. Like it's a new thing that Kurt Hennig is an internet doll. Kurt Hennig wasn't below. There was no internet wrestling happening when this actually happened. It's only retroactively that people are like, put your.
That's what I mean, though. I'm trying to scale it up for now.
I don't think you can scale it up for now because I think it's just it's two different things. You know what I mean? It's two different.
No, I know what you mean though. People being retroactively mad about this is like you're getting like a vapor of what it would be like if that happened
That's good,
now.
Actually, yeah. Yeah,
thank you. Okay, that's it.
You are correct. Thank you, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, follow Dylan on Gott at Dylan Gott on Twitter.
Yeah, tell on DylanOnGott.com.
Everyone go to DylanGott.com and sign his guest book.
Go to my website like a creep.
Guys, remember guest books on websites? What the fuck was that?
That was good. Sign my guest book.
Sign my guest book. Oh, and the counter for how many views? Man, websites, we used to be dorks. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for supporting us on the Patreon. We really appreciate it. Now we're going to turn off the microphone and I'm going to tell Dylan some gossip about people that live in his neighborhood. Oh, I should turn that off. Hey, everyone. See you next week. Fuck you.